Welcome back to the Chester Centurion podcast, where we dive into the real stories behind business success, the highs, the lows, and everything in between. Today's guests are the powerhouse duo behind Moda PR, Jennifer and Ashley. These two launched a PR agency in the middle of a global pandemic, bonding over a Caesar salad, a glass of wine, and a shared desire to escape jobs that didn't light them up. Fast forward 5 years, and Moda PR is now the go-to name in both brand and personal PR, working with lifestyle brands and industry talent across the UK and beyond. In this episode, we unpack the leap from unhappy employee to bold entrepreneur, the myth of work-life balance, and why work-life blend is a more honest goal, how trusting your gut, asking for help, and learning to just let them can be the secret to sanity and success. It's a raw, honest, and inspiring conversation that's packed with real-world advice for any business owner or aspiring founder. So let's dive in. Jen, Ashley, welcome to the Chester Centurion podcast.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Very welcome. So before we get started today, I'd love to know a little bit more about Moda PR, what it is you do and how long you've been trading.
Well, so Moda PR was born in 2020. We are pandemic babies. Me and Ash actually were working in separate jobs. We didn't know each other at the time. I was working at a jewellery brand as a PR manager. Ash was working in
corporate life,
yeah, in an energy company. So not very sexy, to be honest. No offense. And basically, we just weren't happy in our roles. I think subconsciously we knew we could do more. And we had a mutual friend, and we basically just kept complaining about our jobs to this mutual friend. So, it was during the first lockdown or just after?
I think it was the second lockdown. I think things were kind of like easing up, and we were like yapping to our mutual friend, and she was like, "This is such negative energy. Like, why don't you two just yap together?"
Yeah.
So we kind of got set up on like a mate date. So we met for a Caesar salad and a glass of wine and a Diet Coke girl dinner.
Yeah.
And I think the rest is history, really, to be honest with you. So we've been going 5 years now. There's two sides to the business. There's brand PR and personal PR. So we work with a lot of lifestyle brands, fashion brands, consumer-based brands, really.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other side is personal PR, so experts, talent within the entertainment industry. So what we do is we initially define and enhance and protect their reputations.
Really cool.
It's just been a whirlwind, really, to be honest. It's escalated quickly, hasn't it?
Yeah, it really has. Like, that cliche of, you don't know how far you've come until you look back. I think it's really, really something we have to do quite a lot, isn't it?
Yeah. Like, we were in our back rooms, like the fees we were charging, just everything. And you think, wow, God,
yeah,
it's definitely escalated quickly. Look where we are now.
Yeah, I feel like, to be honest, it's only just the beginning, even though we're five years this year.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's taken us that long to kind of really
find our feet.
Yeah, find our feet, and also kind of, realize who we want to be and who we don't want to be, I think is very, very important. And we've learned that the hard way, let's put it that way.
So going back to that Caesar salad moment, let's call it the Caesar salad moment, shall we? What was it that triggered it? What was the motivation to start your own business and the driving force behind the decision to take on that entrepreneurial role?
Well, in all fairness, you had done it first. So Jen had taken the step to go like freelance first. Mm-hmm. I had met her really as like almost just a bit of guidance or just feedback, and essentially to milk Jen's mind. I was so on the fence at my job. I was scared. I didn't want to leave. I had the anxiety of the unknown. So I think with Jen being a big brave bear, it kind of gave me the confidence.
Yeah.
Like, if I didn't do it now, when am I going to do it? So essentially meeting Jen, I was like, do you know what? I can do this. I can take the jump.
Yeah.
Wow.
I remember because we're obviously like the same age, and we loved all the same things kind of growing up that we found out about, like, and anybody who will remember this, will probably be our age, obviously, like The Hills was a massive reality TV moment.
It was huge back in the day.
It was huge. And there was a woman on there called Kelly Catrone, who was a PR badass. And I was like, that is what I want to do. And I didn't know what that looked like, how to get there. And then she wrote this book called, it sounds awful, but If You Have to Cry, Go Outside, because that was like her motto. And, you know, maybe not a lot of other people will agree this these days, but back in the day, you know, early intern PR days, it was brutal. And it's still a brutal industry now, to be honest. But she wrote this book and it was all about kind of finding your tribe and finding your people and finding like why you were meant to do what you were meant to do, and like how she got to PR and everything. And I just thought it was so inspiring. And I probably read it about 3 times and I sent it to Ash in the post.
Yes,
and then Ash was like, Ash messaged me. She was like, I've quit.
And I remember where I was. I remember where I was when it was delivered. I would read this book that Jen had bought me every day on Merseyrail to the job that I hated. And I remember finishing it, walking out of James Street in Liverpool city centre and messaging my girls group chat. I was like, I'm quitting today. I'm doing it. I can't do this anymore. And I remember my friend Erin like, right, okay, well, let's just make a plan. It's 9 a.m. Let's just wait a minute. Let's make a strategic plan for you to leave. Let's not just go in and quit today. And I was like, yeah, I think you could be, yeah, okay, Erin, let's do that first. Let's do a bit of a backup plan.
Anyway, there was no backup plan.
I love it.
Anyway, I went in, I was like, I'm done. See you later. I'm not coming back.
Gosh, and that day was filled with a little bit of fear, a little bit of anxiety, a little bit of excitement, right?
Oh, absolutely. Listen, if there was a stranger now seeing me bomb down Liverpool High Street, ready and determined with my backpack on, ready to walk into this office and say that I've quit. And then obviously the train home where I was like, I've got to tell my mum I'm not moving out and I'm going to be in her box room for the next 6 months. But it was fine. It all worked out. Hindsight's a wonderful thing.
And Jen, do you remember the day that you decided to take that leap?
Oh God, yeah. I was actually to the other side of the world. I was in Vegas, and you know, I'd probably had a few beers. Let's put it that way. And I was with my friend, and this was at the very, very beginning of COVID, and I remember exactly where we were. I was sat in Beer Park, overlooking the Bellagio fountains. And I'd gone because, you know, she'd managed, because she's an air hostess, she'd managed to get like a few days. So she's like, oh, come with me. So I was like, oh, brilliant. Okay. So I went with her. And at this point, I wasn't happy in my job. So I was sitting there thinking, you know, what am I going to do? You know, kind of going over the options. And I'd always wanted to kind of be my own boss, but I didn't really know what that looked like. I knew it would have to be taking the leap, going freelance, going on my own. But again, didn't really know what that looked like. So I was trying to figure that out, being unhappy, the other side of the world, then get this text saying there's this thing called COVID and everybody, if you're not a US citizen, you've got to get out of the country. Wow. So I was sat there and just looked at my friend. I was like, we're going to have to go. And she was like, yeah, we're going to have to go like right now. So we went back to the hotel, packed our bags, got on the first flight home. And I remember ringing my now husband and saying, I'm going to quit. Like, I'm going to quit my job when I get back. Like, I can't do this anymore. Like, life's too short. Like, I don't know what's about to happen or what's going on, but I can't do it. And he was amazing. He just said, okay, get back. Let's talk about it. But if that's really what you want,
the UK first.
Yeah. But if that's really what you want to do, then I will 100% support you.
Beautiful.
And yeah. And he was amazing. And I literally went in.
Classic Jack.
Went in the next day. I think it was like a Tuesday. Handed my notice in. By Thursday, I'd gone, and by Friday, I had a client. So,
oh wow! So we're 5 years in now.
Yeah.
What are the sort of common misconceptions about running a business, and how have you gone about addressing them?
I think one of them is that everybody believes that everything is glamorous, rainbows and flowers, and you have so much more time on your hands that you can just go do what you want.
Yeah.
Where it is, in fact, the complete opposite.
It's so consuming.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm going to make my own hours. Actually, you're going to work longer hours.
Yeah.
And when you're trying to build something in the beginning and you've got to rely on yourself, what are Saturday mornings? What's evenings? Like, you know, you don't just walk in and become this entrepreneur and everything happens overnight.
Yeah.
It's like you're building something from scratch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think that's a massive misconception.
Yeah, agreed. And I feel like, you know, when I look back over the last few years with us, like our biggest kind of, I would say, breakthroughs, or when we've had our biggest ideas or biggest and best strategy days, for example, it's evenings, it's weekends, it's a random Tuesday at 4:00 when we'd be like, oh my God, or Saturdays, Sundays when we've come into the office and we've done, new training and things like that. It's not, great things don't happen, I would say, between Monday to Friday, 9 to 5.
Yeah.
And that's one of the biggest things I've learned.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And how do you go addressing that?
What do you mean in terms of?
How do you address the business being all consuming? Do you just embrace that and move on, or?
Well, do you know what we went to like this seminar of fellow female founders, and somebody said something that really stuck with us, like this work-life balance, it's just not attainable. It's not real. Like when you say work-life balance, it's two consuming things constantly battling each other to be equal weight. And that's just not true. So what they said was work-life blend. So I'm going to work till 9:00 on a Monday evening because on Friday morning I'm going to take my granddad out for breakfast. It's like constantly trying to understand that things ebb and flow, and that's natural and that's okay.
Yeah, agreed.
Work-life blend.
Work-life balance, bullshit. Like honestly, sorry, Jeremy, I swear, but
that's all right.
It's like you're constantly trying to weigh things up and make sure everything's equal weight, and sometimes they're not equal weight. And I think sometimes it's the same with us. Like you always say, and I do love it when you say, like, sometimes I'm at 30 and I need Jen to be at 70, or Jen's at 40, so I need to be at 60.
Yeah, it's not
attainable, I think, to constantly go.
It's not, and I think the pressure of this phrase work-life balance on entrepreneurs sometimes can add like more pressure. It's like you're trying to build something incredible, and with that, I don't think it's manageable to have a work-life balance for that period. I really don't. And I think once you accept that and you're happy with that, then that's fine. Like I love sometimes, and I don't expect anybody else to do this, don't expect Ash to do this, but I love working on a Saturday, Sunday sometimes. Like 2 weeks ago, I blocked out like 9 to 5 on a Sunday and I worked all day, and it felt like so much better for me because I wasn't having emails pinging, like it just was calmer. And that to me was my version of work-life balance. And I know it's not the same to everybody else, but it's what it looks like to the individual.
Yeah.
It's about finding what works for you, right? And getting to the point where, I love this word blend, by the way, Ashley, that's really cool. A work-life blend.
Yeah, and you know what? Like you said before, it's like what works for you. So, I mean, Jen's an early riser. Like when we're in hotel rooms, she's up at 6:30, and I'm like, I can't see. Whereas like I'm up and I know 8 a.m. works for me. I'm up at 8 a.m. I'll message Jen, I'll check some emails. I physically can't get out of bed at 5 a.m. These entrepreneurs are like, early bird catches the worm and all that doesn't work for me. I'm tired by 2.
Yeah. But Ash is great at like, she will prefer to work till like 7 or 8 at night sometimes when I'm like, I'm done. I'm in bed by like 8 o'clock sometimes. It's bedtime because I get up at like 6, 6:30, like make a brew. Like I like to watch all the news in the morning, do all that. But Ash is different. Like you said, like she likes to have that kind of slower morning, but she will prefer to work into the evening sometimes, whereas I'm the opposite. So we complement each other in that way.
Yeah.
I'm a big believer in this, and I think everybody is different. Some people are morning people, some people are evening people. And we actually do an exercise where we analyze where your best energies are during the day and where you should be focused on different activities.
Yeah.
And that can make you as effective as you possibly can be, right?
Absolutely.
Well, we had a conversation, it was yesterday, wasn't it, when we can tell like our energy levels at certain points in the day. Or like it got to, was it like 3:00? And I was like, I could do with a nap.
Yeah.
We were both just drained. But I think we'd had busy mornings, loads of meetings, things like that. But I think it is like knowing that energy level and knowing when, okay, enough is enough for today, because actually I'm not going to do good work. Yeah. So I'm going to revisit this tomorrow when I wake up at 6:30 in the morning or 8 a.m. And I'm going to give this my all, because otherwise, like I said last night, didn't I? We were writing an email and I said, I feel like I'm just writing words. I need to relook at this in the morning.
Yeah, I get that 100%. And how do you stay motivated and focused? Do you have any habits or rituals around that sort of constant
impending
drive.
poverty always keeps me motivated, to be honest with you.
The fear of
bankruptcy just keeps me going.
Oh God. I mean, I think it's changed over the years, 100%. Like I look back at a few years ago and I don't think I was prioritizing my self-care and my mental health and a lot, which absolutely had an effect on my motivation. Whereas, you know, I wrote an article in The Guardian a few years back about the fact that it was my anniversary dinner and I was taking calls on a Saturday night in the toilet. Like, that is completely ridiculous. But that was because I was burnt out, didn't know how to look after myself, didn't know how to keep myself healthy, basically. And now I feel like 5 years on, we've really kind of mastered that. We know what our, I would say, triggers are.
Yeah, I'd probably say as well, like, what our goals and what motivated us, like you said before, like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
God, I look at 21-year-old Ashley and she's like, I want a Range Rover and I want that Chanel bag, and very materialistic. But now it's like, as we've grown, for me, it's time. I hate when people waste my time. I hate when people don't value my time. And my biggest currency for people is my time. Yeah. Like, my love language is I want to spend time with you. I want to do things with you. Yeah. So I think for me, it's just having the freedom to kind of control my time keeps me motivated. Like I said before, I'll work later because I want to take my nan out. I want to go to M&S Cafe. That's for me, having that freedom. Being controlled by a 9 to 5 and having somebody like dictate my time just didn't work for me. So we're unemployable now. I can't go back. Yeah. Like, I've had a taste of freedom and I don't want anyone to take it off me.
Yeah, agree. I think that time and flexibility is massive. And I think, and just being completely transparent, as we get older and we have priorities of people in our families and parents, and, you know, God knows what gets thrown at us as we move into our 40s, you know, having a business model that allows that flexibility is so important, because both of us are very family orientated and we're very close to our families. And I think if we were, like you said, in a 9 to 5 kind of structured role where, God forbid, if anything happened to someone in our family, we couldn't get out and we couldn't actually, and it sounds up, but work by their bedside if needed. Like, that is something that is just unacceptable to me. Yeah. And I think that's a huge factor.
But we've done that as well in terms of like our team as well. Yeah. Like, we've been there as employed people, like with the anxiety of having to ring a manager and be like, oh, well, you know, someone's come up, do you mind if I just, like, and we always relate to our team, like, listen, if you've got a laptop and you've got an internet connection, do what you need to do. You know, when Tom had issues with his dog, we were like, listen, you don't need to doggy daycare. It's fine. Like, just work from home. Like, we're not bothered. Or, you know, I need to take my nan to an appointment, or I need to be here. That's fine. Just do what you need to do. Yeah.
It's the outcomes that matter, right?
Exactly. Whether they're 8 a.m., 9 p.m., as long as that task is done, I'm not really arsed.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think business and society is moving faster than it's ever moved in history. And how do you stay adaptable and open to change? And are there any specific strategies that you use to remain really innovative?
I think with us and our industry in particular, we were having a conversation about this before. As our industry changes, we have to change. So, for example, you know, say let's talk like pre-pandemic, where maybe founder profile and personal brands, for example, weren't as important or weren't as considered as a part of a PR strategy. Yeah. Whereas now they are front and center. So, for example, when we very first started, personal PR probably wasn't I would say a standalone service that we looked at. It was part of maybe an overall strategy. Whereas now it is a huge part of our business. And we offer personal PR as a standalone service, and personal branding, audits, and, you know, everything that comes with it, because that is where our industry is going. In 5 years' time, it might look different, and then we have to change with that.
Yeah, and adapt our services like we did with these like personal brand audits. But yeah, having our ear to the ground in terms of like the rumblings in our own industry, that keeps us on our toes, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. And it has never been changing as fast as it is in the last few years.
No, definitely. So keeping your ear to the ground, just making sure that you're giving yourself the headspace to understand what's coming down the road.
Yeah. And I think talking to other people in the industry as well is so important. You know, we work with a lot of talent managers, we work with a lot of brands, founders, experts, And I think just really having conversations with them in terms of what are you seeing, what are the changes? You know, we have a lot of like PR founders and executive like WhatsApp groups where we all talk, and it's never been more chatty, has it? Like everybody asks questions, even if it's down to like, you know, pricing, for example, or, you know, software, or what's the best place to go for this. But, you know, it's such an open forum now. And I feel like, you know, just having those conversations with other people within your industry is what is going to keep you ahead.
Yeah, it's not competition anymore.
No.
It's not like smoke and mirrors, like everyone's like secretive. Like it's very much a community and collaboration now.
Everybody to do well.
Yeah, exactly. There's enough work to go around.
Yeah.
No scarcity.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Interesting, really interesting. Listen, what's the future plans and goals for the business? What do you envisage the next chapter of your journey?
World domination.
Yeah.
World domination.
Like
I should have known that was going to be the answer there, should I?
No, I think for us, obviously we're looking to grow more within the UK. We've got our US arm as well. And I think it's just identifying like other territories where we could really, really excel and benefit, you know, the clients over there as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Growth, 100%.
Yeah.
We always said we never wanted to be that big, fancy 20-person agency with glass doors and beanbags.
Beanbags, you know how I feel about beanbags.
The worst scenario for us. Like, we like to keep it boutique. We like to keep it personal, but obviously scalable, which is the dream.
Keep it lean.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say keep it lean, keep it mean.
I'm not going to lie, but then I thought, no, that's not. I was just going with the saying, no, not mean, we're not mean.
Yeah, just growth, essentially.
Okay, really cool.
Sustainable growth.
Yeah, absolutely.
Listen, it's been an absolute pleasure having you guys on today. I think there's been some really, really powerful insights, but I've got one big question to end with.
Oh, go on.
One big one. Are you ready? Are you sitting down? What is the 3 biggest pieces of advice you would give to an aspiring entrepreneur that's just starting their journey or maybe facing challenges in their business? What's the top 3?
Okay. Oh, I've got one.
Go on, you go first.
Trust your gut. We always joke like our guts can't handle dairy, but they guide us in terms of clients, people, situations. Like if I feel it, something's right, like let's go for this, Jen, or something's wrong, I really want to stay away from this.
Yeah. And to be honest, speaking from experience for the two of us, if we look back on every situation where our gut has maybe gone, I'm not feeling this, I am telling you now 100% every single one of them has come off to be true.
Yeah.
Whether it is a payment issue or it is a I don't know, like a client drama, I don't know what it is, but it's that gut feeling where we just look at each other and go, I don't know about this.
Yeah, I'm not feeling this. What are you thinking about this? What's the gut saying?
But we know that now from ignoring that, moving ahead with it, and then looking back saying, sort of trusted our gut.
Yeah.
Love it. Number 2?
Don't be afraid to ask questions.
Yes.
I think, like we just said before, like collaboration is huge. It's so important. And I feel like when I definitely started and when Ash joined, I do feel like that was probably one of my most difficult things that I dealt with, like asking for help or asking these questions that I thought sounded really, really stupid. But now, I mean, God, 5 years on, we're in this, it's called the Lonely Female Founders Club, and we're in like a WhatsApp group with some of like the top agency leaders in the country. And they're asking the questions that I'm thinking too. And I think, oh God, thank God, it's not just us. And, you know, so really don't be afraid to reach out and ask for help. And you know what? You might get some arseholes that don't answer you, or I don't know, don't want to give you the answers. And that's fine. Like, leave them to it. But for every one of them, there'll be 10 people that'll be willing to help you.
Agreed.
I know what the third one is.
Go on, you go.
It's our favourite.
Go on.
Mel Robbins.
Let them.
Just let them.
Yeah.
You can't control everything.
Yeah.
You know, client doesn't go with you, goes with somebody else. Okay, let them.
Yeah.
A client, you know, wants to go this direction instead of that direction after your sound advice. Let them.
Yeah.
Somebody in the industry doesn't really like you. Let them.
Yeah.
But you can't control everything.
Mel Robbins, you're a badass. Is that right? Is that the name of the book?
No, I don't think that's her book, but she does
Isn't
the
it?
Let
Oh.
Them theory.
She does, yeah. I'm halfway through the Let Them theory at the moment, and if I honestly, as a serial people pleaser, I can tell you right now, it is life changing. Like
A serial people pleaser and somebody who can't let go and can't relinquish control, and I'm like shaking, but I'm like, let them. That's okay. Just let them. It's okay.
I could have sworn it was. I do apologise if I've got that book wrong.
I know which book it is though, because I've seen it. I've read it.
I'm having a look now because it's annoying me. It's called Let Them Stop.
Yeah, Mel Robbins. Let them. Just let them.
Yeah.
I'll need to read that one. I haven't read that one. Thank you very much for that. Thank you.
So honestly, it's so good.
It's brilliant. It is life changing, to be honest. Brilliant.
Listen, there's some big takeaways here, right? The things that I've written down, which I thought were incredible, and thank you for these, is a work-life blend. That really resonated with me because I use work-life balance all the time, or someone corrected me to life-work balance a few podcasts ago. But I really like this. I really like work-life blend. Really like that. Thank you for that. And the 3 lessons are: trust your gut.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to ask questions. And if the people don't want to give you an answer, move on, because 99% of people will be more than willing to help.
Yeah.
And let them.
Let them.
Yeah.
I need to get it tattooed somewhere. Just let them.
There is actually a page in the Let Them book where Mel shows off all the people that have had Let Them get tattooed on their body.
Let them.
No way.
Yeah. Honestly, I considered it myself as somebody who has a lot of space left for tattoos.
And get a tattoo. That's the last piece of advice. Just get a tattoo.
Get a tattoo.
Thank you very much. Thank you for being on the podcast. It's been so cool. There's some great lessons there for lots of people to learn from. Really appreciate your help and advice, and hopefully we can have a chat soon. Thank you.
Thanks, Alan.